Hi guys, it's your girl Essie and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so this video is going to be about Depop's pros and cons. I'm only going to be talking about a couple that I found. These are my kind of personal preferences. So obviously don't completely base your opinion of Depop on my opinion of Depop or my experience of Depop. But these are some of the things I noticed and I wanted to share with you guys. Especially if you're looking to start selling clothes online, start selling your old clothes. You're looking for the best platform. You've heard about Depop and you don't know like about it, this video is probably for you. So if you're completely new to Depop and you've never had it but you've heard about it and you want to know a bit more about it, well, Depop is essentially an online selling platform that, you know, people use to sell their old clothes, but mostly aesthetic and vintage clothes. When I say aesthetic, so a big trend right now and for a while has been like the whole Y2K. So it's a really great app for finding pieces or clothing that have already been used most likely, but are kind of one-off and unique that other people won't have. And so that's why it's so popular, especially amongst young people, especially amongst people who like vintage and trendy pieces that you can't really get on the high street or in like shops or whatever. So one of the biggest reasons I love Depop is that it's a really great place to find pieces that are probably no longer being sold, but you really loved that piece and you want to find it, find out if anybody else has it, especially in your size. So if there's something that you saw online and you missed, I feel like once a trend comes on, people go straight to Depop or straight to eBay or straight to whatever platform they like using to try and find a piece and find the piece for cheaper. And it's a really great way to like just get thrifty and save money, because why not, you know? Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to go straight into the Depop pros and then afterwards I'm going to go into the Depop cons. Like a lot of successful apps and platforms, Depop is a really great search tool for items, for clothing. And one of the things I really appreciate is that they have finally added this kind of filtering to their search bar. This would have been on the pros side of this video, but they've recently added things such as sizing, colors, so that when you're looking for stuff you don't have to put like black, gray, long pants size 7 or size 6 or whatever it is you're looking for. You can kind of just do that within the filters, and that has made search results way more accurate, because in the past, ciao, you would be on Depop forever just trying to find something that remotely resembles what you have in your head. And that's not so much the case anymore. There's still a lot of work to be done, so if Depop you're listening and you're watching this, please. Okay, so number 2, still on the topic of searching, Depop has recently introduced this thing where you can see on your most recent searches the number of new results. And so if you search like grey skirts size 6, the next time you go to tap in the search bar, it kind of shows you like the number of new searches, new results or like uploads by people since you last searched that. That is something that was never there before, so you constantly had to keep going back to check. But they only kind of do that for like the first 5, so obviously that's kind of like a pro but a con. But we'll get onto that later on in the video. Okay, I probably should have started with this one because this is number 3. This is a huge pro. I absolutely love it. Love it. As a seller, I love it. And I don't think any of the other apps do that. If they do, I'm probably just not aware because I don't use all the apps out there. But Depop has this thing where you can just copy an old listing onto a new listing. So it will just copy and paste everything apart from photos. So if you want to list a dress and you've listed a similar dress before, all you have to do is like tap one button and everything just comes in and you just upload the new photos, and obviously you tweak the sizes and the description and everything else and the price and everything in the new listing. And that is such a time saver, because if you are constantly listing, it is time and effort to like go back and forth and double check things. This one really, Depop did well. They did well. So number 4, also on the topic of selling, Depop allows you to sell internationally, and obviously a lot of other apps and platforms do, like eBay obviously does. However, the fact that you can sell internationally is an option. I love that, because you can choose to only sell within your country, or you can choose to sell internationally on specific products as well. And the fact that you can also buy from international people who are also selling internationally who have chosen to do that. Depop also has this thing where you can choose to sell and do discounts and bundles and free shipping internationally, or free shipping locally. And I think all of that integrated into like the selling aspect of Depop makes it really, really good for sellers. I feel like it makes it really encouraging for people to buy and for people to sell more. I personally have yet to use the kind of bundles feature, because for me, I don't know, I just find that really confusing. But I do like that that's an option, and I like that it kind of does it automatically for you, because it takes the maths out of selling, which is really great, plus if you don't like maths. Okay, number 5 is another thing that could have been probably number 1 or number 2. I'm sneaky, and one thing I love about Depop I feel like I'm exposing myself, but one thing I love about Depop is that it allows you to see what other people like. So if you find a seller and you absolutely love everything in their shop, and you're just like, damn, like this is my aesthetic, like I want to see more, girl, go over to their likes and you can see everything that they've liked by other people. So you can see other people who are selling things similar to their aesthetic that you probably like, and you can get it before they do, and then you can just feel so like, I don't know, proud of yourself, because that's definitely something I do. I love being sneaky. Like I just feel like it's less about me being sneaky and more about me trying to like find myself and my aesthetic. I think other people kind of helping you along the way without even realizing they're helping you along the way, it's just a godsend. And I just want to applaud Depop for helping me to get to where I am today. Okay. Let's get straight into the cons of Depop, because there are definitely some cons, and I will sing Depop's praises, but I will also call them out. Okay. Number 1, and I struggled with number 1 for a very long time, because it was just frustrating, because it's frustrating when other people don't do it right. They only allow you to upload 4 photos. However, recently they've added this thing where you can also upload a video, a 1-minute video as well, and I feel like that kind of balances it out. For the longest time I struggled, because I found that sometimes people who didn't know how to take photos or take good photos or use those 4 photos strategically, you're unable to get the full flavor of the item, and then that's when you have to then ask them for more photos, and then they say yes or no, or they can't, or it's not with them, and then it kind of puts you off from selling. So I think that's something both sellers and buyers struggle with. This one is number 2, and this one is bloody annoying. Do you know what? If Depop just fixed this, I think they'd be number 1. They would be number 1. One of the biggest cons on Depop is the fact that, as I mentioned earlier, when it comes to searches, you can't save the search. You can't do it. You can't do it. You just have to keep going back. And until recently, you could see your most recent searches and the new results that have come up, but that doesn't apply to all of them. It's just the top 5. And on another platform, Vinted, that I use regularly, and eBay that I use sometimes as well, that's not a problem, because I can just save the search and I get updates as to Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace gives you updates every time somebody uploads something that falls into the category of what you're searching for. Depop, get it together. Number 3 is basically a continuation of number 2, because I, as a slightly geeky, techie person, I'm very particular about the way things are designed, and when something's not designed right, it just gets to me. I can't. Depop has introduced something called an explore page, a my DNA page, and then a feed page. And in the search bar, when you go to search for something, there's also another explore page. What are you doing? No, don't like it. I don't like it, but that's a personal preference. Before, it was simply just you had your feed, and then you had the search bar, the search page, where it would show you obviously the search bar and other things and people who are kind of you know, being featured on the explore page. But now you've got basically 4 of those, and I just don't know where to go because there's too much going on, and I only care about the people I follow. Unless I want to go and find you, I don't want you to be in my life. But that's a personal preference, and I'm just probably just being picky. Number 4 is another kind of design / user experience thing, but obviously this video is about the pros and cons, and if there are cons, I'm gonna tell you the cons. You don't really get notifications on Depop the way you would on other platforms, and for me that's kind of in some ways okay, because other platforms will give you notifications when people have uploaded things, when people have changed the prices of things. Depop doesn't do that. Depop's notifications are more tailored to your items. So if something you have has sold, they will notify you. If somebody has liked your item or commented on your item, they will tell you. It will be a notification to your phone if you've chosen to put that setting on. However, other platforms do actually notify you about other sellers' activities, which is great if there's something that you're really keen on getting. But obviously Depop doesn't do that, and that is kind of a pro in the sense that it cuts out noise that you might not want to hear, but it's also kind of a con because sometimes you miss out on stuff that you could have possibly gotten, because it's kind of heart crushing and heartbreaking when you go over to your likes section and you realize that some of the stuff you liked and you're like gunning to buy have sold, and you didn't even know when. It's just gone with the wind. You don't know who has committed the crime. You know somebody has snatched it from your hands, and you don't know who it is, and you don't know when, and it's just heartbreak. For me, that's kind of it's a con, but kind of a pro. So it's really a blessing in disguise. But again, that's up to you to decide. Depop, look into your notification system. Is it working or is it not? You tell me. The last con and the last thing I want to mention in regards to this video is something that I think is just an overarching thing with Depop. Depop is amazing. However, I feel like it is so saturated because it's so popular. It's probably the most popular resale app. Because of how saturated and popular and well used it is, I feel like there's a lot of competition as a seller, but also as a buyer. And so that makes it quite difficult to actually succeed. As with anything, it kind of affects how well you do, but also affects the prices of things. Personally, I feel like some of the things that are being sold on Depop, because they are aesthetic and because they're in demand, it allows people to put the prices at ridiculous prices. Sometimes I just feel like for that top, you did not need to sell that top for $55.95. You didn't. It's just a Y2K top. But then that's just me, and if someone's willing to pay that, then someone's willing to pay that. But that's definitely something that if you're looking to go into Depop, to use Depop for selling clothes, that's something you should be aware of. So yeah, that's it from me. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, give it a like. And if you also want to hear and know more about like Depop pros and cons, I will be doing a more extensive list on my blog right here or right here. So definitely go check out my blog if you want more information on like things you should look out for and things to know. I'm gonna do a whole blog post on that, and in the next video I'm going to be doing a video on Vinted pros and cons. If you guys want me to do more videos kind of talking about my experience with them, then let me know and I will look into that. Thanks for watching. I hope you like this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.